item on the budget, and that is the interest on the national debt, which is being paid to the private Bank of England. We are paying more interest on the national debt to a privately owned Bank of England than we are paying in war and education put together. It's a privately owned bank. It is bankrupting every country in this world. Someone just asked me what we do about it. We prosecute them for fraud. Fractional reserve banking is fraud. Pretending more money than you've got gold is pretending something is something which it's not, and then lending that money out and charging interest on it is gaining financially and everybody else is losing financially. That constitutes criminal fraud. We bring a prosecution against the Bank of England for criminal fraud. And not to mention the fact that we've been financing both sides of every war for the last 200 years at least.
Thank you so much, everybody. We started with Kerry-Ann Mendoza's Script Night Daily, and we're going to finish now with Kerry-Ann again. And I think Kerry-Ann's going to read out some messages that some people here were hoping to put across very, very clearly to the BBC today. Thanks, Kerry-Ann. Thank you. Right, this is the end and the beginning. So, obviously the question that a lot of us are going to be asked today is why are we here? And I've got 3 reasons. The first is that the BBC and the mainstream media are failing in their duty as the fourth estate. The media has historically helped to hold power to account, to ask the difficult questions, and to create the informed consent that makes any democracy work. They're failing in that task, and it's our duty, obligation as citizens, to hold them to account and demand better. Now, point 2. This, and I hope many of you here and people who are from the media are aware that this is an international day of protest. So right now, there are 11 other sites across the UK that are doing exactly what we're doing here right now. So solidarity to all of those people.
Thank you for having
And it's even better than that, folks, because he's working on an international scale. We've got over 400 locations around the world today that are protesting exactly the same as we are. Solidarity with them.
Let it be heard!
And it won't be on the BBC. I dare you BBC News to cover this today. I dare you. And the third and the final issue is executive pay. Now we might, some of us, accept these excuses about commercial competitiveness and attracting the best talent. But what I absolutely will not tolerate is an executive board of 19 people who are manifestly failing to do their job, receiving the equivalent in pay of 40,000 license fees last year. That is unacceptable. And there was a last point, and there is a last point, is what do we want? It's a good question. I've been asked it many times today, and I'm sure all of you will have answers that you've given and that you're sharing with each other. So here are just a couple of things that I want. I want a democratic, diverse, politically and financially independent media. At the very least, in our public broadcaster that we're paying for. I want to see from the BBC a commitment to dramatically improve its coverage of protest.
Yes!
It is outrageous that in a country which claims to be a democracy, that claims to have a free and independent media, that 60,000 people can march past the entire cameras of the world's media, the Tory party conference, and it be completely ignored. That is censorship. That is not supposed to exist here, and it really does. We call time on censorship of protest. And finally, the journalists and production teams of the BBC, this is a message for you. We understand that there may well be journalists and producers and camera people working within the BBC that want things to be different, that want things to be better, that went into journalism to tell the stories that the BBC is not telling today. We express solidarity with each and every one of you. We want those people empowered, and we need to send a message to the BBC that we want those people to get to do their jobs. We want them to tell the truth, and we want them to tell it every single day. And that's it. So I'd just like to wrap up by saying thank you again to each and every single one of you for coming today, making your extraordinary banners.
Yes.
And solidarity to all of you. Goodbye.
Can I just say before people go, because the BBC is so difficult at counting protests, can we have you in groups of 10? And then we'll film the groups of 10 and there can't be any doubt. Can you sort of self-organise into groups of 10? Makes it easy.
You start.
Hi everybody, so just to say, this is a protest today that sprung up kind of out of nowhere. It came internationally, so some people from Anonymous and some people from Occupy have got involved a little bit to try and facilitate it, but it wasn't really born from us, it was born from an international movement to ask for change within the mainstream media and to demand that the truth be told in a wider way across the world. So Occupy will be continuing to support this, and if you'd like to hear more about future events or anything that will happen that you'd like to come along to, then please follow the Occupy website and we'll put any information that we have up there. So yes, thank you so much for everybody that's spoken today, and thank you so much for coming. The Occupy London website is, what is it?
OccupyLondon.org.uk.
OccupyLondon.org.uk, or just Google Occupy London. Cool, so great job everybody. I'd like to echo Carrie Ann's statements that we're not here to attack the workers on the ground in the BBC. We're here to be in solidarity with the many people from different groups in the BBC, in the wider media, in the wider society, who all know that we need a huge change to come to this country, and we're in the process of building it. So big up everyone, love you lots, and have a great rest of the day. Thanks for coming.
Okay guys, thank you so much. You're welcome.